Hello everyone and welcome to A Fistful of Dice. My name is Matt. I'm joined again by my friend Barker from Be a Better Game Master. He's hanging out with me today and filming some videos. This is going to be a quick episode of DM's Forge. And what are we going to be talking about, Barker?
Today we are going to do something or talk about something that I enjoy doing, that I think is fun, which is asking your players to describe what they see. Instead of you telling the players what they see.
As opposed to you providing narration, you allow them to be collaborative and sort of get involved with the world.
Yes.
And that is something that you do really well, and it's something that I had never really encountered before I gamed with you. And now it's something that I always think I should do that more often, and then I forget to do it.
And here's the deal is, sometimes I forget too, because this is a brand new strategy for me too.
Right.
I never did this before I played with you.
So what's an example of using this technique?
So an example of using this technique is, let's just start it on a small level.
Yeah.
Let's say the players are in a dungeon. They see a gemstone that has been just placed into the wall, just affixed to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Ask your players what color it is.
Very simple. Really easy, but all of a sudden the players are put on the spot and they have to, it forces them to imagine what you're describing.
Yes.
Because it's really easy as a player to kind of drift and not really, actively try to picture what the DM is describing.
Yep.
But the DM says, hey, you need to have some skin in the game here. Put your input into it.
Yes.
All of a sudden they're picturing it as well.
And they're more invested and stuff like that.
Exactly.
The best part about this is that, let's say hypothetically I ask you, what color is the gemstone? And you say it's blue.
Right.
Then I say, okay, this is the sapphire of Sonageist.
Yeah.
I have asked you to draw me a circle, and I have turned that circle into a larger design.
Mm-hmm.
What is the sapphire of Sonageist? I don't know. I just made up that alliteration now.
Exactly.
But maybe that is going to be a magical item. Maybe a lich wants it. You see, it expands out the story.
Exactly.
And it makes it easier on you because you don't have to come up with everything.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes your job as a GM easier. It involves the players. And it's just like a fun kind of collaborative, creative thing.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it when you do it as a GM. And you've even done things like asking us to name the moons or come up with, an entire sort of population makeup of a town, and that's those are big world building things. Mm-hmm. And I would say that your world is better having done that.
I think so too. There was a period of time where I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. I felt like at first I did too much,
right.
So I had to be like, okay, well now I have to put all the pieces together,
right?
And it was just part of this experimental phase. The Winds of Cerceline is a very experimental campaign for me, but I think that if you start small by saying, you're in a library, you walk into a room, it's a library, you pull a book off the shelf, what's it called?
Yeah.
You walk into a room and you know that it's in the sewers. What was this room's purpose?
Right, exactly. Yeah, really simple stuff. You just start out with that, and then if your players are into it, if they gravitate towards it, you can do things like, what is the main villain's name? What is the name of the moon? What city is this? What's the population makeup? Things like that. And
what is that on the horizon?
Yes, exactly. What do you see when you look through the periscope?
Yep.
Things like that.
Even by taking risks and saying, you open the treasure chest, what do you find? That brings up this idea for a lot of GMs that's maybe this emotion of fear. Yeah. Because everybody who's watching this right now might be thinking the same thing. Well, hey, if I ask my player what they find in the treasure chest, they're going to say a Vorpal sword. They're going to say something that I don't want in my campaign. They're going to say a red dragon. Yeah. Starting small is a good idea.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And getting to know your group, getting to know what they do.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely. And it'll carry through even if you're not actively collaborating with a player. They'll be more descriptive in their narration of their actions in combat, of the things that they're doing, of their skill checks, because they feel comfortable narrating those things.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that the biggest benefit of all of this is just the number one, it's going to be a little bit less work for you.
Yeah.
And number two, it's going to be a lot more fun for you because it's going to feel like you're a player a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to get to watch other people create instead of having to think on your toes the entire time.
Collaborative campaign is, in my opinion, the best campaign because everybody's invested.
I agree.
And yeah.
Absolutely. So the next time that you're needing to describe something, an item, an NPC, anything like that, instead of just launching into your narration, maybe ask one of your players what they see in their mind's eye.
Especially if your players go off in a completely different direction and you didn't play anything for that.
Well, that's the end of my prep notes. You guys are in charge.
You guys take it from here. Absolutely.
Anyway, guys, that's going to be it from us. Take care and happy gaming all.